Excellent. Hello, Sam. You've got Neil and you've got Rob.
G'day, Neil and Rob. How are you, mate?
Excellent. I tell you what, we have desperately been filling for the last 4 minutes. We even go Josh Turner a run with What You Reckon. Do you know that song?
I'm terribly sorry.
That's okay. But we don't have long to tell you for you to tell us about Guyra. Where is it? What do you do? And what do people do around that part of the world?
Yeah, look, Guyra's a beautiful little town, mate. It's in the northeastern part of New South Wales, right up on top of the New England tableland.
Okay, and not far from Armidale, we're led to believe.
We're 35 kilometres north of Armidale, absolutely. And look, it's a prime beef and sheep growing area, but also it's a town of tomato manufacturing as well, undercover or underglass tomato factories as well.
Oh, the old undercover hyper... yeah, right. We've heard about those sort of tomato plants. Not those kind of tomato plants, though, are they?
No, mate, no.
No, real tomato plants.
It's an amazing little place. Look, it was known years ago for lamb and potatoes, and there's still a lot of lamb and there's still a lot of potatoes coming out of that area, but primarily now there's a lot of beef, in particular seed stock or bulls, and a lot of tomatoes in addition to potato and lamb as well.
We were just wondering what you might have been up to, and I said when we found out you were with your son in Armidale Saturday morning, you're probably at the rugby, are you?
Oh, I'd love to be, yes, absolutely. Look, I've got a son who's actually playing rugby down in Sydney, but no, my eldest son and I, we go and do a gym workout together when we can, and this morning was the morning, so we've come to Armidale to do that. My crew are out tagging calves, and I've got that glorious little weekend where I don't have to do that job, so I'm pretty lucky.
If you were Rob's age, you'd be going to the gym and tearing calves, not tagging them.
Tell us, how many cattle do you have to look after in your little property at Guyra?
Yeah, so our enterprise, our cattle enterprise, around about 800 breeding cows and approximately 1,200 sheep or ewes, and the cows are right in the middle of their calving cycle right now. So at this time of year, sort of towards the end part of winter, your calves are hitting the ground, and the whole point for that is that in 2 to 3 months' time, those little calves have grown to a point where they're starting to consume grass, and we've matched that production with, hopefully, a warm, beautiful spring, and we get maximum growth out of our progeny at the least possible cost, where we don't have to provide any additional supplements at that particular time in their life.
And I believe there's a bull sale happening not very far from you in early August.
Absolutely. Bull selling season all around the country, but in particular for our enterprise, for Ball Blair, we've got a bull sale on Tuesday, the 6th of August. So there's just a tad amount of pressure on it at the moment.
So Ball Blair Angus is the name of the organisation. You can find them on Facebook. And I reckon if you were to go and look on their Facebook page, there might be a little video on there and you might recognise the voiceover.
Oh, well, that voice is amazing and so much better than mine. It was interesting when I was speaking to Al. I've got someone who can do better than you, Sam. I said, do it.
Sam, you're talking to an old shearer here. First cross ewes or merinos?
Both. So I have a section of, probably a third, two-thirds split. So a third of merinos, two-thirds of crossbred. And they're all joined to sheep meat. They're all joined to sheep meat sheep. And we vary those enterprises on where we expect markets to be in the next few years, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do. Now, speaking of markets, we always have to eat, so lamb's going to be okay. But what about wool? What's your vision for the wool industry of Australia, which used to carry us, and now it's a little tardy?
Look, it's probably best not to get my prediction for wool. However, it's in the whole sheep meat commodity cycle, because there's a wool component and there's a sheep meat component to it as well. The crossbred wool fleeces are languishing, and the merino fleeces have, they're getting a little bit of support, but it's waning as well. We've got a lot of things happening in the industry right across the country, in particular the supposed cessation of live export from Western Australia, and that has an impact all around the country, and you're ludicrous to think that it doesn't, if you know what I mean, because those sheep have still got to go somewhere.
Absolutely. Well, Sam, we've got to get going because Big Tom's next door and he demands the microphone to 11 o'clock.
He does.
Thank you so much for taking some time out of your Saturday morning in your gym session. I trust that you feel better after your gym session than Rob and I do after ours, and we'll look forward to chatting to you down the track.
Mate, that's fantastic, and thank you for your support and your help. We appreciate it, and great voice, mate.
Thanks, mate. So, well, you can see, if you ever saw my head, you'd understand why it's radio and not TV, though. Thanks,
Sam. Best wishes.
All the best. There he is, Sam White, up at Guyra.